Almost time. Oh, it is time. Cool. All right, we're there. I am not used to a 1 minute countdown timer because I just need to get my tweet out. I need to do everything. But welcome to Opening Break episode whatever we're on. We stopped counting because like old men, we just we get forgetful and we lose train of thought. Anyways, the younger, more handsome duo of the two old men, Hunter JGX. How are you doing, good sir?
I thought I'm older than
You think you're older than me? Is your mic going through right on the broadcast?
you. Oh,
Okay, it should be now.
Yes, perfect.
Aren't I older than you? When were you born?
91.
91 as well. What month were you born?
September.
See, I'm June, bro. I'm your senior.
I'm sorry.
Hey, but as long as you're in 1991, we're good. Because I mean, 1991 backwards is still 1991. Goated year. No one can top that. Period. Some greats born clearly during that time. But no, I'm super excited to chat about Halo with you. We've seen some interesting roster shakeups as well this week in like the open scene. I know that you were going to want to talk about as well. But before we jump into that, dude, tell me about your 4th of July weekend. How was it? You're in Texas. I mean, that's the land of the free, right? You guys go nuts over there.
Yeah. I try not to. Honestly, 4th of July for me is a lot of taking care of the dogs because they are terrified of fireworks. So,
yep.
Making sure that we can at least keep them somewhat calm, give them some calming treats, put on some loud TV shows, all the white noise we can make, and weather the storm. So not really a whole lot of celebration going on. My wife and I did go to a card show, which was pretty fun.
Oh, sweet.
A little money, saw some really cool things. Saw a $95,000 Magic the Gathering card, which was pretty sick to see.
What can you describe it to me? Like, did it look like, if you were just looking at it without knowing its value, like, would you been able to tell like, hey, this is worth a lot? Like, I mean, no one's going to guess the card's worth $95,000, right? But like, it didn't look anything special to you?
No, you have to know. So it's a card called the Black Lotus, and it's like I don't remember when it came out, but I know of the card, even if I wasn't like huge into Magic. And it was a Beckett 8, so grade 8, which is not like, it's out of 10. So not, super mint, but still pretty impressive for a card that old. And the Black Lotus, even raw, is like a $10,000, $8,000 card. So the fact that it was an 8, 95,000 seems pretty spot on. Honestly, a bargain if you ask me.
That's great. And you bought it, obviously, right?
Obviously,
like you got it behind you.
It's chilling right over there. No, I did not buy it. Please, I do not. I wish I had the money to buy cards like that and flip them. But yeah, it was super cool. It was a lot of fun. But before we move on and I lose my train of thought, I have a fun fact for you.
Please.
We're talking about 1991, right? Same forwards and backwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the word is for the fear of words that are spelled the same forwards and backwards? Like there's an actual phobia.
What is this phobia called?
I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but it's like abophobia, which in and of itself is spelled the same forwards and backwards.
No way.
I'm not kidding. It's AIBOHPHOBIA is the fear of palindromes. So
it's not only is it this, it's the same. It's like flipped because the P and the B. So it's like if you flip, like, right? Is that what you're saying? Like it's like A P something and then B at the end because of phobia, or is it A B?
I'm gonna put it in Discord so you can visualize it.
Yeah, I want to see this thing. Oh my gosh, it's ibophobia.
Yeah, it's phobia backwards.
And it's the same thing forwards and back. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
I don't know if that's like official, but that is the word. Like that's what that word means. I remember, I don't know where I heard that. It was like a TV show or a podcast or something, and then. Yeah, anyways, that's
whoever put that in the dictionary was trolling. Like we're gonna make the phobia your phobia. Like that is so troll.
Literally, it's like if you have a phobia of spiders, the word is just a picture of a spider. Like
yeah, exactly. That is messed up. It's awesome. Well, I'm glad that the dogs and everybody else survived the weekend. I can completely relate. Growing up with dogs, now having cats, like fireworks stuff is not fun for them. Also, too, like in the modern age of Twitter, like it sucks to have to constantly block accounts that are people with their hands blown off, and what I'm just like being on my feed, being like, why am I seeing this right now? You know what I mean? So definitely an interesting holiday shout out to America, though. America, independent, great. I worked on 4th of July. I DJ'd a wedding. I DJ'd a wedding on the 4th, and I DJ'd one yesterday as well. Literally, probably one of the busiest weekends of my entire life.
Wow.
But it was a lot of fun, and being in the wedding industry is cool. Obviously, it pays well, but also like getting to be a part of like the most special day of people's lives. Like I'll never take that for granted. So it's been pretty busy weekend. So I'm a little out of the loop with Halo stuff. If there was any over the weekend, I think there was just that Forge Hub.
Just the Forge Hub tournament. The Optic plus Shopify plus Collect roster took home first. Shocker. So yeah, not a whole lot going on. The Pro League, one of the Pro League matches last week got postponed to actually today after the FaZe SSG match.
Oh, cool.
So that will be TSM Shopify, I believe. Which I don't think we'll still be live for, but make sure you guys go check that out after. But we are going to watch party the FaZe SSG match, which, I mean, let's set the stage here a little bit. Maybe for people who have been under like Patrick's rock, while I pull up the stream,
really quick
why this is a hype match.
Really quick, just a quick side note. I know we're live and we kind of jumped in. We're not live on my channel right now, just so you know. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. If not, we will rock it on the Complexity channel. But yeah, to preface this match, I mean, the fact that this is a week 2 match is insane. This is probably the biggest grudge match, the biggest bad blood match in HCS at the moment. These two teams do not like each other. Trippy and Suppressed have popped off back and forth at one another. And so I'm really excited to drop into this match here. And this is every time these two teams play each other, it's validation from one side or the other in terms of who made the right roster call, right? So FaZe won the first Open against SSG, but then the next time they matched up in the Open, SSG kind of put the pause on them and beat them pretty handedly. So once again, this is kind of like, this is to see who's ahead now in the best of 3, right? So each team has won a series against each other. So excited to hop in here.
Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup. I mean, this is like the test. This is the one that all the Redditors and all the Twitter commenters are going to be talking about, like, who won Roster Mania. And I do not envy that pressure that is on both teams' shoulders. But Space Station came out with a hot, quick cap, only 2 minutes, like a minute and a half in. And now FaZe looking to answer back. Penguin, what?
Wow. Wow. We can't have that happen. In Halo Infinite, timing is everything, and that opportunity, that window is closed now, right? Yeah. Like, you had a shot there to get the flag out and get it moving, and now that, again, it's still 1-0, the flag hasn't been moved now. So Penguin, I'm going to chalk that up to West Coast. We're going to say Washington didn't let him pull that flag, but Lucid still in the base doing damage, and I love this play here for him to take his time getting the shields back.
Yeah, that's really good play. Really heads up play out of Lucid. I'm glad that they're able to still stabilize. Space Station was able to get out on the map a little bit and get a pull of their own. So we're going to be in one of those kind of like, you have my base, I have your base standoffs, which will be interesting. The thing that I'm interested in most about this is I feel like FaZe has been looking good lately. Like, we scrimmed them a couple days ago, or yesterday actually, and we weren't playing that great, but FaZe looked pretty solid. I think we won every Slayer, but they won most of the other games. Yeah, I think they're finding their form, and on top of that, you have one of these players in your hot seat.
I do at the moment. Snakebite is currently in the hot seat. We've been talking about his little bit of a slump, which is, I mean, the reason it's even been news is because it's such a new thing from what we normally see and expect from him. Obviously, I mentioned last week on the show, he was in the middle of a move as well, currently moving to Florida. I'm not sure if that's finalized or not yet. It's been a little while since we've connected, but seeing as, if that is now over, maybe he's locked back in, maybe he's focused up, ready to go. So far, off to a good start, though, 6-4 for Snakebite.
Yeah, 6-4 for Snakebite, but down 2-1. Trippy gets the slide and gets the pull out, which is good, but they're going to go 3 dead, so nothing's going to come of that flag pull. And the other thing that's changed for FaZe that I think is important to note as a coach myself, King J, still fresh. This is what, week number 2 for King J? So we'll see what magic he has been able to make happen. If the scrim is anything to go by, he's got the guys in shape and looking good. So I'm expecting a high bar for this FaZe roster in this showing, but so far Space Station's answering the call.
I mean, also too, last week FaZe kind of got, let's be honest, they got destroyed, right? They got destroyed by Optic. And so now we get an opportunity to see, like, hey, what does 1 week of progress look like? You know, they've gone from playing the number 1 team last week to now playing arguably the number 2 team at the moment, based on the last open, you know, the finishes. So results, sorry. And so now, you know, a little bit of a litmus test again. FaZe, though, like, no easy start to the Pro League. Not necessarily how I would want my Pro League schedule to go, playing the top 2 teams first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that is a really rough start. Now, you said the top 2 teams. Are you saying that Shopify is not a top 2 team?
Well, Shopify hasn't been playing, so at the moment, based on online, I'm going to say Shopify is N/A, not applicable. They haven't played in the open, so I'm going by open results. But I mean, let's be honest, we all got Shopify at worst in the top 3, right? Like, that's kind of where we would, I would imagine both of us would place them at the moment.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm really excited to see them, you know, getting back in the mix here in this Pro League, because we've certainly missed the Shopify content during the opens.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, the Shoptic roster has won some opens. I saw that name on either Twitter or Reddit, and I actually really like that. It works really well. Shoptic.
Yeah. I also like what was it? Shoptify? I don't know. There was another one that was good. It wasn't the one I just said because that one sounded dumb. But yeah, I do. Yeah.
I can see Optify working or Shoptic.
Optify is good. Shoptic is good. Yeah, we'll keep those. You're much better at this than I am. FaZe, though, not going down without a fight. Now, killing spree for Trippy. 3-2. Oh, misses the one bullet that would have made that a triple kill trade there, but it doesn't matter. Lucid follows it up perfectly. Good to see Lucid back on a squad where he looks comfortable, right? Like, he's playing his natural role on the map. Interesting route.
I don't know about that one.
Can you give me an example, seeing as you're the professional here in the call, of why you would ever take that route to the util? Is there a certain use case where that makes sense?
The only reason I could think is, like, you pulled the flag and then your teammates pushed into fridge and somehow forced a back flag spawn, like one of those wonky ones, but that clearly wasn't the case. I think it was just like lapse of judgment in the moment. He didn't want to get shot from them doing that, like, P jump or like that fridge jump up and down to where they can shoot you going gen bridge. But even then, you're just putting yourself in a more vulnerable spot. I would have rather just seen him toss the flag out and then be strong and wait for his teammates to do something.
And it's funny us discussing it because that's exactly what Eli and friends were saying. Like, what was that route? Everyone's kind of flabbergasted by that. But we all know Lucid as a Slayer, objective, not his specialty, and now we know why.
Yeah, right? And now we're going on Reddit for saying Lucid can't play OBJ. He can only slay.
Yeah, apparently. Or no, like, according to Reddit, we just said he sucks. Like, let's be honest. That's where they're going to jump to. Lucid, top 5, if not top 3 player in the game, for the record. Like, if you're going to clip stuff, make sure you clip it in context, pretty please. 2 go down for FaZe. And man, dude, I go back to that. I mean, that was a tying flag cap, and now, I mean, granted, FaZe did weather the storm of the SSG counter push, but being down a cap is a lot different. You approach the game a lot differently when you got to put points on the board than when you're, you know, tied or even up.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, FaZe should be up 4-3 at least right now, with the Penguin slide, the West Coast slide not grabbing the flag, and then
West Coast slide is crazy.
And then the whatever that route was from Lucid. So I mean, it's two plays from FaZe that it's like, okay, if they had just played those things correctly, or not, man, he loves this route.
And
what in the world?
It's got to be because of the back flag thing that you mentioned, because that time he was getting shot from back flag.
Yeah.
And they get the slays here this time. So I feel like that time it actually was appropriate. It made sense. But I don't know about you, Nick, but it's like we've been seeing FaZe in the SSG base the entire time we've watched him get SSGs up 3-2. I'm kind of confused at the moment. Stellar now, last man alive. And I mean, is not the guy you want in your base disrupting the play. Comes in, gets an assist, takes down the second. There's Stellar now putting an absolute halt to FaZe's plans there. Another flag is going to be returned. Eco kills his teammate just for some good measure there. And now that's 3 cap. I mean, this game should have been over, right? It should have been 5-3 FaZe, but that's good.
Yeah, good
sign for FaZe if we're being honest, right? They've got life in this game, but they're going to have to capitalize. I mean, that's Halo 101. Follow your flag back, clear your base.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the big differences I'm seeing right now is SSG is doing a good job of getting out. Like, they're not just running their heads at the flag or chasing the flag. They're getting out, they're taking good space on the map, and then they're cutting off the flag route. So rather than just approaching it all from one direction, they've kind of got like this nice concave formation around these flag runs, which keeps it pinned down, keeps it a little bit more stressful for FaZe, doesn't give them as much space to move.
Look at where the flag is again, Nick.
Right.
Look at where the flag is.
What? And
look at where the flag is. And look
who's dead. Look who just came off spawn. Bro, at some point, you got to be like, okay, third time's the charm. Clearly not. Maybe we start running it a different route now. Like,
we are witnessing the definition of insanity right now, Nick. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's broken, just do it over and over and over and over and over again, hoping that it'll be a different result. That's actually insane to see. Here comes the push. They're not going to get a pull here. The nades, the area denial there from the nades was too strong. Suppressed is going to take down Trippy too. That's an unfortunate situation there for FaZe. Trying to look at the slates right now, though. Trippy, 23 and 13. You mentioned this last week, Nick, that you want to see the quote-unquote new version of Trippy on this roster with Lucid. Not the guy that takes the backseat to Tommy, but the guy that is right there with them, A1 and A2, right? And we're seeing that so far here in this game. 24 and 14. Trippy put on a show for us.
Yeah, I think this is what we need to see for FaZe's success. I mean, like online, right? Penguin is always going to be fighting a little bit of an uphill battle just because he is West Coast. So I think that online, you need to see Lucid, you need to see Trippy doing their things. And we've seen that both of them are fully capable of it. Lucid is more known for it. And that's why I called it out. I mean, Trippy looked so damn good when he was on that older version of the FaZe roster for the first two events. And then once Lucid joined, it was like he was the support player again. But now he's kind of back in front. I love this body block with the camo about a snake bite. Such a good play.
Those are those plays, man, that separate the greats, dude, in my opinion. Like,
here's what I'm talking about, though. Not to cut you off, but like, here's what I'm talking about. SSG is already out on the map and kind of wrapping it from another angle. If Falcated didn't die there trying to get in P-Door, this would have been stopped completely. Yeah,
and I gotta worry a little bit here for SSG just because I feel like where Halo Infinite is here in year 4, it's all about forward progress and presence on the map, right? And the amount of presence on the map that FaZe has had throughout, we could say, like, in my opinion, Nick, it's like 70-30. You know what I mean? When you like the amount of times FaZe has been so quick to get in the SSG base. More times you're in the other opponent's base, the more opportunities you're going to have to get flags out and get caps and get points on the board and win games. So SSG, like, they are on a good push here, though. And the thing about SSG is they're very efficient. So 3 going down for FaZe. SSG now flag out, taking the route that we all know and love. But that's a big kill there by Snakebite. That is a huge kill, completely pausing this run.
Yeah, that was massive from Snakebite. Unfortunately, SSG did a good job of collapsing, so I think they're going to be able to get this run in, though. They are getting shot down as they're trying to get across that gen bridge, and that is the final little gap of danger, if you will, when you're running flags on this map. So looks like FaZe are going to be able to stop it and secure the return and the overtime.
And now the progress of the map. Lucid in the base again. The help comes in. There it is. Overtime coming in. Hey, I got to ask you a question, because when I was on I actually casted with Ryan at I don't know if you remember year 1 KCP LAN, right? So I was casting with Ryan. We were actually casting this game type, and this was year 1 meta. So I'm curious to see if his mindset has shifted. But he said every time you get the flag to the gen door, gen bridge, regardless of how weak or strong you are, throw your life to get the flag across the bridge at the flag, like regardless, because then you open up the door for potential spawners from the back of your base. You can come get the flag, like make it happen, but you don't want to get stuck in that util bridge. Does he still view it similarly, where he's like wanting to send it every time, or is there a little bit more of that kind of let's feel the play out?
I think it's a little bit more reserved. I wouldn't say reserved, actually. I think it's just a little bit more play what's in front of you, like play Halo.
Yeah.
Speaking of playing Halo, it doesn't look like FaZe is going to be playing much more Halo here on Aqua flag.
No, Penguin, is he going to get it this time? He touched it this time. And the nade and the kill. This is absolutely massive from Penguin. The live is crazy. Nobody gets picked off there. I don't like the play from Snakebite to just run bottom. But here, Lucid back in the gen again. The double kill comes in. But Eco. That's Fortnite. That's a triple kill and Fortnite, and the flag is out, and they're running it. This is what I talked about, the amount of times FaZe got in the base. Now he just has to cut off B here. This should be GG. This should be GG. There it is, Nick. Oh, my God. What
Okay,
an insane play.
after all of those Gendor routes that Lucid took and died, he clutched the game by that play right there at the end. That triple kill, the green gun play, everything about that was so good from Lucid. Holy crap.
Yeah, we're gonna take back everything we said about the runs. Like, don't worry about running it, dog. Just get in the base and get the kills, right? Let someone else run that flag. But man, 2 minutes, please. I don't want to see 2 minutes, please. I want to get into the game immediately. No, I'm just kidding. That was a great first game from FaZe. Trippy, 31-20, bro. 31-20. Lucid right there. Like, that's what we're talking about. We want to see that duo. We want to see that A1, A2, 1A, 1B type of vibe from the two of them. And yeah, really love what we saw there. That play starts with a Snakebite slowing the flag down, right? Snakebite makes an early good play. Buys Lucid enough time to get into the base, and then from there, Lucid, I always respect the fact that any weapon on the map he's picking up, and we see why. He gets the triple kill with the green gun. I don't know if, without that green gun, I don't think he can kill Eco fast enough, getting the flag up on the block there and into the cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he literally completely stopped the entire play there with that plasma pistol. Took down 2 players in the base. That's so sick. Such good plays.
Yeah, he probably would have traded that eco kill, which still would have been favorable for SSG because they could have spawned up and then gotten to the flag in time. So that was the fact that he picked up green gun, the fact that he has that habit of like putting every like sandbox item or weapon in his pocket and using it is such a like key part of playing with Lucid. And honestly, like something that I tell like for the last 2 seasons, like whenever we're playing against Optic or whatever team Lucid's on, I say control the sandbox. Like as we're loading into the map, I'm like, okay guys, make sure we're controlling the sandbox. Like if you walk past something and it's up, pick it up. I don't care if you use it or not, just pick it up, because that means they won't have it unless they kill you. And I would very much like to keep a lot of these things out of Lucid's hands. So that right there,
yeah,
so much proof as to why.
And I don't think like the fact that Eco, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The fact that Eco dropped the flag and tried to get a melee or get damage on Lucid, I don't think he does that if he doesn't get green gun there. I think the panic of going instantly no shields, he's like, oh, I'm gonna die anyways, I gotta try to get some damage. That's the split second decision, right? But if it's like a DMR coming in shooting you from the side there, I think he tries to send that like off the little lip right there and just win the game. You know what I mean? So just the way the sandbox really affected that entire play. Shout out to Lucid, great plays all around.
Yeah, fantastic plays. What I was going to say, since we have a moment of break, is I don't think I'll be able to get your stream live unless we end
I already did it. I did it myself.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that you like.
I pulled it up on my end, and we're watch partying it over to the mainstream, so it's the same difference. So
perfect. You're so good.
I mean,
you're just talented, man.
I do this. You know, I do some things.
You wouldn't run a Gendor, imagine. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think I've ever taken that route with the flag. I'm dead serious. And maybe I'm dumb for not, because Lucid's one of the best players in the game, and he just did it 3 times in the game, so maybe I'm the one that's wrong there. But I have honestly never taken that route. But then again, like, I'm kind of a stickler about those spawns. Like, if I feel the double block coming, I'm probably not going to run it until I know for sure where the next engagement's coming from. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell when things are getting a little squirrely, like, oh my gosh, I've been matchmaking. I just saw my teammate run down P Street while we're in Gen and collapsing their base. Like, he's going to be in their fridge. Get ready, guys. Cheese is about to happen. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you while we have a minute before the next map. Who wins this series, in your opinion? FaZe is up 1-0, so you've got a little bit of a cheat there. Who wins this series?
Are you just going to counterpick me regardless?
I'm not saying, because I'll end up on Reddit and my players will get mad at me, and I'm not allowed to do predictions anymore. So, who do you think wins?
Oh man.
I can tell you the series if that helps. So next up we have Slayer Recharge.
Yeah. Okay.
Then after that, Stronghold's Live Fire. Then King of the Hills Solitude. Then Slayer Streets. Oh, there we go. Then Bomb Fortress. And then if we need it, Game 7, Aqua Slayer.
I'll tell you what the holdup in my mind is, okay? And you'll completely understand the holdup. Like, I want to pick FaZe because of the way Game 1 went, and obviously I really like that team. I want to see them do well. The problem is Stellar just top fragged on SSG by a lot. Like, by a lot. And we've seen what can happen when Stellar's kind of in that space. But I'll just go with FaZe. for now. You can be SSG. We'll see if I'm right, but yeah, I think Stellar is already looking like he's in one of those. I'm just gonna will my team to victory kind of modes based off the stats of that first game, like pretty much almost doubling the kills of his teammates. It looked like so. Be interesting to see. I think Recharge this Slayer bodes well for FaZe. More setup oriented, more coordination, less kind of chaos. I think SSG thrives in the chaotic game types. They thrive in the mixy game types, and I could potentially see FaZe going up 2-0 here. But we'll see if Stellar gets shock or Suppress gets shock. My entire prediction's out the window. Yeah, there you go. So
it's actually kind of crazy how many really fantastic shock players there are on both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of getting shock,
there's that LT aim right there. Getting those quick 4 shots onto the triple stack. Gets the shock. This is the worst case scenario off the rip. And that's why.
Just the first shot.
What? I mean, no. Oh, snake bite. Oh, honestly, if Snakebite doesn't get a kill right there on Stellar, FaZe is in deep trouble. So shout out to Snakebite for his double to counter Stellar's double, but Stellar's double was nasty.
That second one was disgusting.
That was like thread the needle on the doorway. Yeah. I mean, come on, Nick, you're on like 10 ping. There's no way the shock doesn't work for you, bro. You're definitely.
It doesn't. It doesn't do that. I don't know if it's a mouse and keyboard thing.
It is actually it is harder on mouse and keyboard because it's a burst, so you have to track. It's not like you can just poke or whip. You can't whip it. You have to track it, and tracking is obviously known to be much more difficult on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, it just doesn't headshot like that for me. Of course, it's not like I get many headshots with the regular S7 sniper, so I can't really like pretend to.
I've played matchmaking with you, and that's fake news. Stop. I've watched you cook with snipe, and most of the time it comes from you not at all scoping in ever because your mouse and keyboard just clicking on heads. So I don't want to hear that nonsense. You can
scoping's a waste.
That weapon. Yeah, see, there you go.
Why would I do that? I have a circle in the screen. I'll just use that.
Tell me your mouse keyboard player without telling your mouse and keyboard. Scoping is a waste. There you go. That nade literally just cooked their entire push. I don't know if you saw that on the long.
It really did. I was surprised he didn't get a kill with those first shots he put down. Interesting. Interesting.
West Coast. We're gonna go with West Coast on that one. There, we saw the shots. They look clean. He didn't get the kill. It's okay, Zane. It's not your fault. Camo's now up. Eco grab. What?
I think it was just like the fizzling fire after an explosion.
I thought there was a nade there. I thought he was about to go down with Camo. But so far, mixy game, Nick, and 13-12 FaZe advantage.
Yeah, this is
wow,
back and forth. Oh, that nade was so perfect.
That nade.
That's
man.
Like the okay.
Oh, dude. If he had any help from White there, that guy gets erased from the server like instantly.
Yeah, he bro, these nades are perfect from both teams. Look at these nades.
I mean, every screen we go to is throwing fire nades right now. Like, I just had a coaching session earlier today, and a new student, when I was telling him, literally, I was like, always save a nade. Like, if you spawn 2 nades, like if you want to throw one for a situation, cool, but always save one for the area denial, for all the doors it opens, for the defensive possibilities, like save one. And we're seeing, I mean, these pros, wow, where did that just go? These pros are absolutely putting every nade to use. What? I didn't even see that guy. He just appeared. Lucid just Batmaned him. He just dropped on him, deleted him, and I didn't even know that guy was there.
It's crazy too, because this is so back and forth. It's like dead even right now. FaZe finally taking a little bit of a lead. 3 dead for SSG. Trapped in gold or red, whatever. Do you call it gold or you call it red?
I call it. I don't know. I think it depends on who I'm with. No, who I'm with, like whatever they're calling it, is what I'm going to call it. I'm cool with either. I think I default to red.
Yeah, I hear both in matchmaking, and
I think I default to red.
I think we as a community need to like deem it one or the other. It's just like on Solitude, like top gold or top like yard ledge. Like what do people call it? I've heard both. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I just was fixing something on the stream really quick. But I actually noticed today in matchmaking someone calling yard courtyard on what is that, Solitude. So I mean, you just never know. You never
If I
know.
heard
Shout out to Alex from Silent Planet by fixing my audio for me in my stream. I was playing double, so we're good to go now.
Okay, cool. If I heard somebody say like one shot courtyard on Solitude, I would go center map and spin in circles until I died. Like I wouldn't even shoot back. I would just spin in circles and be like, "This is your fault. Like you did this."
You're outing yourself as a troll right now. You're outing yourself as a matchmaking seller right now, and I'm here for it. I mean,
my second account is vroad07 in case you have.
Oh my gosh. Something I was gonna say that I was gonna bring it up. Nick FaZe looks really good right now.
They do.
I don't know if you're noticing the teamwork. They look like they're synced up, like they are on the same page with what they're trying to do on the map. Which I mean, yeah, I'm really, really happy with what I'm seeing.
Yeah, even when SSG seems to have like a little bit of collapse right here, like they're still doing a good job of isolating the presser one at a time. Like they find that guy Needles. Now they're turning and looking for the kids pushing across Catwalk or Mangler, isolating this kid Tower.
They're not falling for the one guy trying to make things mixy on SSG. They like look at this. Look at the collapse, dude. It's perfect.
It's beautiful.
It's perfect. The teamwork is perfect. And this was my fear with SSG because they're such a chaos based team, because they're so mixy. I feel like it makes them more inconsistent, right? Because like it's just going to depend on how well that spontaneous teamwork is going for them. You know what I mean? And right now it's getting them picked apart. Like that chaos player, the guy who's coming in on the flank to try to mix things up, is getting picked off every time, and then the rest of his teammates are getting collapsed on because they're down numbers. And FaZe, to their credit, are countering it perfectly. Look at the shots from Lucid; they're so sick.
Yeah, it's also hard to counter like just when everybody is shooting really straight. It's going to be in Stellar's hands. Now, speaking of in Stellar's hands, we have the shock rifle here. If he can put this shock rifle to work, I think the comeback is possible. And here we go, the collapse again. If he had gotten a headshot right there, I probably would have just left.
We could have ended the show there.
Yeah,
and been good with it. Blockaded with camo. Oh, he's spotted though. Another thing to note, Nick, 2 games in a row. Trippy top fragging again. And when I'm gonna say it's a win condition for FaZe when Trippy is playing like this, when Trippy is the best player on his team, statistically, I think they level up. I think they become they go to a new tier. They hit a different echelon. But SSG has gotten like 3 or 4 kills here unanswered though, so they're still not out of it just yet. Lucid here trying to hunt this player down. Falcated playing his life, but doesn't get the trade there. So 2 kills finally go in the favor of FaZe. Look at the jiggle, and the damage, and the assist. There it is. Snakebite cleans it up, and just like that, dude, FaZe up 2-0. I'm feeling better about my prediction now. Like I said, I felt like that game type really benefited FaZe, but they showed up, and you still have to show up regardless of if it's a strong game type for you or not. And FaZe now up 2-0.
Yeah, impressive showing out of FaZe so far, even after kind of a rocky start to that capture the flag. It seems like they've bounced back, and you know, they got that win, and now they're rolling that into this with a 50-43 win in the Recharge Slayer. And I'm just checking to see if we beat FaZe on Recharge Slayer yesterday. I think that might actually be the one map we didn't play on our stream yesterday, ironically. Oh no, we played it. We beat them 50-47, so that means we are better than SSG. Right, by like transitive properties.
That's how it works. Yeah,
stuff.
Matchups don't matter or anything like that. You know, this team, that team. For whatever reason, though, and like I'm not even going to ask you why this is, because this is too close to home. Like we match up so well against FaZe. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. That shot was insane. But yeah, so far like we've been matched up really, really well against this FaZe team, and it gets me excited. Like I'm excited for this next event. I'm excited to see how the team does on land. The Trippy suppress matchup though, like Alex has said in my chat, this is a matchup we are all we love to see right now, and I love that it's been a back and forth. I love that Trippy is taking it upon himself to be like, I talked my whatever against you, and so I'm going to be the one to lead my team to beating you. I think that that says a lot about the man, right? Like he doesn't just talk his talk and then hide behind the shield of Lucid or something like that. He's talking his talk and now backing up with this game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that I'm getting your chat to pop out because I don't think we were able to accept the shared chat thing. So I want to see your chat as well.
What are we doing today?
Look, man, we rushed into this and now we're just we're
like the match is starting. Start the show. Start the show.
I know, right? Let's message Andrew. You accept the shared chat thingy from Hunter, please. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a streamer.
Shout out to the crew and all the guys behind the scenes. Shout out to Andrew who helps put together the show for us every week.
Yeah.
You know, makes our lives so much easier, and everything is better with the team, right? So I love our team, and it's fun to get to do this. Yeah.
Facts. But
all right, give me your predictions. Live Fire Strongholds. I think this is SSG game type. Nick, I think this is a fast one, right? You got to be able to fly around the map, and that's what SSG is the best at.
I will say, FaZe looked really good at this yesterday.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah. Both of their strongholds, or all three of their both of their strongholds that we played them on, they looked really good. Like, they were moving quickly. They had a good pace. Well, again, we weren't playing well, so like the mistakes they made, we just didn't capitalize on. But they were still looking really strong, and I expect this to be closer than you would originally think on paper.
What was the scrim score yesterday?
Overall, map count wise, 13-6 in FaZe's favor. We won.
That's still pretty good though, man. I mean,
we won Streets, Ball, and Fortress Bomb, and then all the Slayers. We didn't win the Street Slayer. We won all the others. And then
King in my chat, if we turn up the match audio, we're gonna be battling with the other casters, so it makes sense for us to have it a little bit lower, just so you know.
Andrew said he invited you at the start, and you need to accept.
Wow.
Oh, got him.
I mean, it said knock for me, so let me.
Got him. I don't know what that means, but let's spam JJX fumble in the chat. Imagine.
I'm in. And Andrew was quick with it on the button. Let's go. All right. Shout out to Andrew. Thanks for the heads up. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, we can't. I don't want to turn the volume up too much because we're talking. Casters are talking. If anything,
a quad cast before you know it.
You wouldn't be able to hear us, and I know that Active and I haven't been able to listen to who the other caster is.
It's Eli, I believe.
Eli. Yeah, Active and Eli both have beautiful voices, but
Shout out to Eli. That's my Rec League teammate. Oh, someone in my TikTok chat, Alonzo, wants to know what's Ash's thoughts on Gears of War Reloaded.
Oh boy, Gears of War Reloaded. I think it is cool that they re-released the re-release of Gears 1 with a new texture pack, but I didn't play the beta. Like, I wasn't fiending to play the beta. I tried day one, didn't work. Kept saying that it couldn't connect or couldn't launch the game. Game wasn't available or whatever, so I gave up. I'm just excited for E-Day. Reloaded is like it's like when you're really you haven't eaten all day because you're excited for dinner, and then they serve you appetizers and it takes an hour for your entree to come out. I'm not interested in the appetizer. I didn't come 100%. To the steakhouse for the bread. I came to the steakhouse for the steak. So that's what I'm waiting on. The steak. I'm waiting on E-Day. In the meantime, I'm all locked in on Halo and Rematch.
I'm gonna ask you though, because I just realized that you may be the perfect candidate for something I've been looking for a while. Because similar to you, I mean I like Gears. I'm not gonna act like I'm anywhere near on the level of engagement that you've been in Gears and the hours in your life, but I've traditionally really enjoyed Gears, especially the campaigns. That makes me so casual, but I've been looking for someone to play the Gears 4 and 5 campaigns with me because I've never played those and I just really want to. So I don't know if you'd ever be down to run Gears 4 and Gears 5 campaigns. I would be down to get those achievements, just saying.
Yeah,
I started 5, and I mean, life happens, other games happen, but it's you get a wind sail ski thing and you're sliding around everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So it got a big open map. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I've always wanted to beat those two. But similar to you, like I said, I'm way more eyes focused on E-Day. My hype for the remake of the remake probably couldn't be lower. I feel bad saying it, but it's yeah. I'm trying to figure out what just happened.
The yellow highlight.
Yeah,
background Pelican.
A little bit of bias there. The Pelican is not an unbiased party in this game. Pelican clearly helping SSG claw their way back into this game.
Well, it's dipping out of the map. It said FaZe is up 81-66. We're out.
Suddenly,
you know what? Fun fact: I have never played all the way through any of the Gears of War campaigns.
Really?
Yeah, that was always something I talked about in my stream when I used to stream daily way back when. I get distracted. I'm so focused on the competitive that I get distracted and bored very easily, killing AI over and over again.
Gotcha.
The only games that I've actually played through all the campaigns, minus the most recent one, is Halo.
Wow, that's kind of iconic though. Halo 1 campaign co-op, that was my start. I mean,
I used to speedrun Halo 1 campaign.
see,
I used to
you're better than
talk
me.
to Goat Rope and get pointers and work on timings, and nowhere near world record pace, but I loved it.
Halo 1 has crazy things you can do too to like
Oh, yeah.
speed things up, dude. Like the exploits, like some of the speedrun exploits in general are so crazy in some of these games. Like
Mhm.
I remember watching the Mario 64 one where you like hop jump backwards and you like build up unlimited
Yeah.
momentum basically. I'm like, dude, what? like so sick. Shout out to the speedrunning community. I do enjoy quite a bit when they do like the Games Done Fast or that whole event they do.
Awesome games done quick and summer games
yeah.
done quick. Yes.
Yeah, those are really
fantastic events. Funnily enough, actually, I opened up Twitch earlier today, and Halo 4 was being speedrun with 50,000 viewers on AGDQ.
cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Halo 4. That was the game that tried to make you feel some kind of way about Cortana. Like,
Yeah, right? Yeah,
They
I
went.
remember that.
They're like, how hot can we turn this slider up for Cortana in this game?
Literally. And me, as a young man in college, was all ready for it. Yeah, Halo Infinite's the only Halo campaign I haven't played, and it's on my to-do list, and I probably would have done it sooner if it wasn't like a separate game from the multiplayer. But yeah, Gears 1, I've played like the first 2 missions, and I played, the final mission of beating General Ram on that train.
The train's iconic. Yeah.
I didn't play anything of Gears 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I've even read the Halo books.
I
I'm all in
have-
on the Halo lore.
I had the OG books, so like when it was still Eric Nyland, Fall of Reach, The Flood, First Strike. I read those, but I haven't kept up with like the Halo books probably in the last like 15 years.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the originals
same
were
for me.
really good. The originals were so good, man.
They were so good. Like the extra context on the story that I already loved, and I loved how like one of them was literally just a more fleshed out version of Halo, like Combat
Yeah,
Evolved
that's the
campaign.
Flood. And
And I
people
was
are
like-
saying now like that they should use that as a basis for if they're actually doing the CE remake, that they should pull some of the things in from the Flood to kind of
sick.
flesh out the story a little more. I'm like, that's not a bad idea, not a bad idea at all. And for me, like that's one of the reasons why I actually really, really loved the campaign of Halo Reach, was because it was like I finally got to see some of the things from the book like come to life, and they did such a good job of that, you know what I mean, like translating the book stuff and like honoring the book stuff. They didn't just treat it as a whatever. They were like, no, we're gonna honor some of this stuff, like, and
Yeah.
it didn't feel like a different universe, you know what I mean?
I think more movies need to do that. Like I think so many times they try to like take a really successful game and then just write like a completely new or weird take on the story, and then it's like,
Cough,
why
Halo
did
TV
it
show,
do
cough.
well? And it's like, can you guys just take this campaign that I fell in love with and redo it live action? Like just even like shot for shot, like just
Yeah.
redo it. And
I mean, that's The Last of Us season 1, right? That was incredible, so good, right? And you compare like The Last of Us season 1 to like the Halo show season 1, it's like, guys, like the blueprint was already there. Like you didn't need to do a whole lot. You know, you tried too hard. Stop being a
Don't reinvent
tryhard
the
with our
wheel.
favorite property. Yeah, stop being a tryhard with our favorite properties. This game is really mixy, though. I think we should jump back into the casting here a little bit. FaZe now kind of squeaking ahead a little bit, but they lost their 40 or 50 point lead. SSG just so quick on the map at the moment.
Yeah, this feels like a constant back and forth for this B hill, and I'm constantly seeing people test the waters towards B, then overextend towards C, and
Yep.
then it kind of gets flipped, and C or B hill players go towards A, like we're seeing right now. So it seems like nobody's really getting a strong foothold because they're almost not
It's
really
printing in
fully
circles.
prepared to. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not fully prepared to fight each other 4-on-4.
They're literally just doing laps around the map right now, and every time someone looks like they're gonna, well, FaZe might now hold. FaZe is gonna hold this as we say that. So Caster Curse and Trippy though, look at the acknowledgement of the sponsor. Look at the play. I love this
I love
player, the
this.
sneak play, and he's gonna be able to get in the mix. Lets that player go. Now it's just a 1v1 with him and Suppress. The help does come back though. Does Trippy have help there? Doesn't look like Trippy had help there, and some fights get lost around the map. So FaZe actually gonna drop in a situation there where I felt like they could have potentially put a chokehold on this game. They are still scoring though, and Trippy gets a perfect 5 on the Falcated. So that's like some extremely necessary breathing room there that Trippy just bought his team.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's-
lord.
That's huge, but Sniper in suppressed hands is also huge. And as I say that, Caster Curse
Snake
once
bite
again.
fives him. Snakebite
goes
doesn't buy
down.
him. The no scope was there. You could see him lining it up clearly, but Snakebite looking great. I mean, now Snakebite having his game of the series, right? 19, 11, and 13. 30 engagements that he's been a part of. Next closest person, Penguin, with 27. So a really good look here so far from Snakebite in this game. And we see that, right? When these different players step up at different moments in the game, it makes FaZe look like they've got a lot more in the bag than we've seen thus yet from this lineup.
No. Okay. I was
That was too
really worried for Trippy there. It looked like he was going to
Close.
get turned and burned. Whew. Okay,
I
so
was-
FaZe
yeah, go ahead.
going for CB. They know the spawners are going to spawn deep A. He needs to clean up this kill, and then he's going to split them dummy side, maybe even elbow, depending on where his teammates are. Yeah, probably elbow. So
In the early acknowledgement, I think Lucy got a 5 on the other side of the map as well. So the first spawner got 5'd off of dummies.
yeah, this is huge.
They are going to get C though here. So still only single point scoring happening, but FaZe has been in control for like the last 2 or so minutes, and the lead is now starting to reflect that.
See, and this is what I don't understand. Like, we cut over to Penguin's POV, and he's left alone on B with 2 of his teammates freshly dead around him. Like, it seems like FaZe, in those moments when they have such an advantage on the map, they don't know how to really reaffirm their foothold and like guarantee that advantage.
Well, they're not able to avoid getting averaged after the fact, right? Like those are those.
Yeah.
That's like the play outside of the play. Like the main play, the main battle has gone down, and you win that. Yet somehow you allow yourself to get like cheesed a little bit in the the sloppiness after the fact, right? Like when you get the other team down to 1 guy alive, 2 guys alive left, like you can't be allowing them to pick off these kills and these trades. But to FaZe's credit, they have been able to bounce back each time thus far. But I mean, SSG is still right in this, man. I mean, they're only 3 points down. They're not going to be scoring again. And if I'm FaZe, I'm a little frustrated at this moment, right? Because it feels like they've been the ones in the driver's seat this whole game, yet here they are losing again.
Yeah, they're losing. They're getting collapsed on. Penguin's dead. A's going to get pressured. Now the spawners, Lucid fresh dead. That makes it even harder if you're coming off spawn as a FaZe member to figure out what do you play for, right? Like,
That's GG.
that's game. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And the stick seals it. SSG answer
Yeah, I mean,
back with a map
got
of their
outslayed.
own.
They got outslayed that game, and they won that game. I said it. I said SSG so fast on the map. I feel like that game type really favors that. I mean, we saw it, right? They coming off spawn A, B just gets capped, and SSG 3 stack top mid as fast as possible, hitting all the slides, getting the instant rotation. And they were just a little too fast for FaZe there on the rotations. FaZe not able to fully capitalize on their advantages and end up dropping a game in the series because of it.
Yeah, and I honestly think that FaZe had all of the opportunities, including that right there near the end before that final trip cap by SSG. They had the chance to actually triple cap themselves and really, kind of step on the throats of SSG to finish out this map, but it looked like they were a little bit too split in what they wanted to do. I think Snakebite was trying to block elbow, but the dummy spawns looked like they might have gone through pillar door and surprised FaZe on B. I'm saying us like I'm rooting for FaZe. Surprised FaZe on B. And just almost like found an opening through the middle of the map to collapse from the inside and then expand out. So now Snakebite's isolated. The guy who was trying to block A gets put into a bad spot and has to fight 2 separate fights, doesn't get the cap. So yeah, really well played from SSG to close that one out. But I do want to give FaZe their flowers. I mean, they did keep pace. They did outslay. They just didn't quite have the same flow that SSG had.
Yeah, SSG were more efficient. They were just more efficient on capitalizing on every little advantage they had. FaZe a little sloppy in that area. We have talked quite a bit about our experience with FaZe because of, we just scrimmed them yesterday. You're in the mix on that. But I do want to hear a little bit of your thoughts from scrimming Space Station. Like, what has stood out to you about their team over there in the yellow side?
Funnily enough, we haven't scrimmed them. The one day that we were supposed to scrim them, they canceled.
Wow. There you go.
So, yeah, apparently some of them don't scrim from home. They drive to like offices or something, like they're lethal. So
I respect it.
I don't know what they didn't. It was the day that we were supposed to do our pro league match, and they were going to be like our warm up scrim, and then for 2 or 3 hours, and then go do the match. But they didn't want to drive to the office to scrim us for 2 to 3 hours, so they canceled. But we have played them in a couple tournaments. I think that they very much rely on their firepower, and they're kind of like Envy in a lot of ways, where Envy is like relying on their firepower and supporting each other through just like strength in firepower. You know, whether it's a good play or a bad play, that can be debated. It's just, you know, they're making that play together loosely, so it becomes a better play, right? Like, even if you make a bad play, if you're making it with multiple of your teammates, you can turn it good.
100%.
And I think that's something that a lot of the top teams do well. I think Shopify does that really well. Like, it might not be the most statistically best, highest average success rate play, but because they're so talented mechanically and because they have each other's backs, they can turn a risky play into a really high reward play. I think SSG does a pretty good job of that, but they also have moments where they are playing the more calculated play style. They've got Eco's brain at work, and yeah, I think that their strength is, you know, quote unquote, their speed. I don't think it's quite Shopify speed, but I think it's there, and I think that's what their aim was as a team, right? During the whole roster mania, that's what we saw. The drama was, hey, these guys are so slow. Well, you haven't even kissed a grand finals till you teamed with me. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's interesting to see, like, this really is the speed versus the calculated matchup, at least according towards, you know, that roster mania.
And it's not to say that FaZe isn't fast, right? It's just that comparatively, Space Station would have the edge on speed on the map. For sure. So yeah, we're gonna have Solitude King of the Hill up next. Last game I predicted correctly that Space Station would win it. Face value here, Nick, who do you have taking Solitude King between these two squads?
I don't know. It's tough because I think Solitude King can be very momentum based, but I think it is a map and mode that can also be very setup oriented. Like, it's so easy to just lock down the map, trap you spawning S1 over and over and over again. Especially for some of these hills, like the driveway hill, like the yard hill.
You mean the courtyard hill?
Yeah, sorry, the courtyard hill. Please, if you guys play matchmaking and you use your microphones, which please use your microphones, it helps tremendously. I say as I played 2 games earlier today and didn't talk. Please use the correct callouts. Courtyard is not the correct callout. I'm sorry. You said it was Alex who said that?
No. It was just someone that was on my team in matchmaking.
Okay, I was gonna say, Alex, you know better.
No, Alex knows way better than that. Yeah, Alex ain't messing with no callouts like that. No chance.
Because, like, if I'm a noob and I load into this map and I hear courtyard, I'm thinking somewhere bottom mid.
Bottom mid, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So I was confused. I did not know what was going on, and then I realized later on, oh, he's talking about yard. You know, just inefficient. 2 syllables instead of 1. Yard.
Yeah.
Yard.
Plus, I will say there are a lot of callouts on here that are like adapted or adopted from whatever Halo game. Was this Halo 4 or Halo 5?
Halo 5. It was Plaza.
Yeah, so a lot of people are adopting call it like Prius, where here it's a cinder block. Like,
yeah, or taxi or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah,
like,
blue truck. No, it's
I
like
call
a
it
gray
Prius.
oil tanker.
Yeah.
But
Which
sure.
like brings up a whole other point. Like, this was like one of the most vibrant, colorful maps I've ever played on in a Halo game in Halo 5, and then you bring it over here and it's like a graveyard. It's just it's LA Simulator, just concrete and gray everywhere.
How do you feel about that? Like the loss of color as the game, like in Halo Infinite, as these maps have been adopted into this game.
Like for this map, for example, I don't mind because it makes visibility a little easier. It's not as cluttered visually. And to their credit, like, there are maps that have gone the other way. There were maps that weren't colorful that became colorful. You know what I mean? I think Origin in this game is significantly colored than it was in Halo 5, if I'm remembering it correctly. So I don't know. I think the color scheme in Infinite's fine. It's not something I worry about. I worry about how does it play. And honestly, the less like visual distractions, the better. Now, the thing I do wish was talked about more, touched upon, is like, what is up with the random clutter? Like, just the random objects on the ground or next to, like, I can't jump up to Car 3 in Aquarius until you knock those boxes off the top of it. It won't let me clamber, or my nade gets stuck. You know, that to me is far more annoying than like, what color did they paint the map with? You know?
Yeah, the funniest one to me is that like pallet box thing on B rail on streets.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Yeah.
Like that, I've literally watched that thing hold Spartan hostage before. Like he couldn't move. Like it broke on him, and he just like got glitched and couldn't move and died.
See, like why are those things on the map in comp? I don't know. They're super easy to take off in Forge, and like I said, it's even competitively not fair because on Aqua you can't, like if you go to card 2 where the nades are, you can't jump up on the right side of card 3 until those objects get moved. So it's like one side can go up immediately in the beginning of the game, the other side can't. So it's like that kind of stuff to me, I just don't think should exist. But like I said, the color of the maps, I'm cool either way. I mean, this map plays well in this game. It looks fine. You can see the other players clearly and easily. So I don't really have an issue with it.
Yeah, I remember whenever this map came out, and what was the other one that we played? Stronghold
Interference.
On for a little bit.
My gosh, dude.
Everyone was pissed about this map and then Interference and talking about how gray everything is. And I'm kind of the same mindset as you. Like, I mean, maybe it's because I didn't play Halo 5 as much, but I just don't care. Like,
yeah, I really don't care.
As long as the map feels like a cohesive theme, like which this map does, it's, you know, like a rundown.
Like a factory
run down.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So it should look like pebbles and broken and gray and only natural lighting, no, you know, neon signs and crap like that. But you know, I know a lot of diehard fans.
Whoever forged it, like, shout out to them, because you know that, like, those guys, especially when you watch stuff like the Forge tournament, like they're so talented over there, right? And it's like, it almost makes me like, dude, why are we playing Fortress when some of these other maps exist? You know what I mean? That look and play so well from the Forge Hub tournament. But hey, the fact that those tournaments are even being thrown is awesome. Like, so sick for the Forge community.
I think what was the CTF map in the Forge Hub tournament with the grab lifts? Is it?
Yeah, dude, that one's sick.
Yeah, I really like if they got rid of Fortress and brought in Guillotine, I'd be happy. I think that map is sick.
I mean, I'm still butthurt that they took Mitchip out, right? We got Mitchip back, but they took, and it looks so good. They took it out. It's like, man, dude. I don't like some of the small things where it deflects. Yeah, exactly. The ground clutter will deflect nades, bounce them back to you. Oh,
that was beautiful.
Stellar, bro. Like,
hit it.
So good, dude. He's so good.
Just built different with that shock.
And that third no scope there, like, I think you run that back. I think he hits that shot more than he misses that shot. Like, that's how good Stellar is with shock. Like, more likely to hit than he is to miss with it. And just looking so good. But look at the disruption play coming in from Snakebite here. Camo takes down one. Knows that. This is the thing about Snakebite that makes him a brilliant player. He sees Suppressor. He knows Suppress tendency is Suppress wants to chow that. He doesn't move his aimer. He doesn't throw a nade. He knows Suppress is coming back and punishes him immediately for it. That's knowing your opponent. Like, I think it was Ryan was talking about that, or maybe you were talking about that about Ryan, where it's like, Ryan's not just studying his game; he's studying the game of the people that he's playing against and playing accordingly. You know what I mean? We just saw an example of that there with Snakebite. So good, so good.
That's something that a lot of top players do that, you know, you can't really do in matchmaking. It's not something you can practice. But when you play certain players enough, when you get enough reps and you can recognize their armor or see their name above their head, whatever, you start understanding, like, okay, here's how I approach this gunfight a little bit differently than I would approach a gunfight versus somebody else. Like, whether it's holding your shot or whether it's just like, you know, Precision's going to jiggle an angle over and over and over again, right? Like, that's just kind of his signature move. So then you think to yourself, I'm in a gunfight with Precision. He has cover. Here's how he's likely going to play it. Here's how I need to play it. And you can start trying to adapt your play style a little bit. And that's what really sets apart some of the top players, is they can use their strengths while also capitalizing on their opponent's weaknesses.
You're 100% right. Like 100% right on that. And I think it's the advantage of competition. It's the advantage of playing the same players in high pressure situations and not just the matchmaking reps, right? So, yeah, really separates the best of the best from the rest, and just another level of their game that folks take for granted, right? Like, or maybe don't even think about it at all. And I love that we got to see a perfect example of that there with Snakebite a couple of plays ago. And also, too, he's playing great this entire series. I think after this... if FaZe wins this series, I'm gonna have to move someone else. I'm gonna have to move someone new into the hot seat. So I'm already having to prepare myself for that.
I'm pretty sure Stellar just executed Suppressed, by the way. Like, I think Suppressed was one shot on that tree, and Stellar like jiggled and shot him in the back of the head and killed him.
Look at the play by Penguin. He shoots the second player, so the second player backs up, which leaves the guy in the front by himself there, Nick. Did he do that on purpose? Like, I'm genuinely curious because that seems so big brain to me there. He doesn't shoot the first guy. He lets the first guy wander all the way into danger, shoots the second guy back, so the first guy is literally just on an island, dies. Like,
Yeah, that if he did that on purpose, that's huge.
That is insane to me, dude. That is, yo, Germs with the 10 gifted on the channel, bro. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you. We had an amazing lesson coaching session earlier today. I had an absolute blast. Immediately, awesome. Number 2 on the board. Let's go. But yeah, I'm gonna the next time Sunday night at the Barden event, I'm gonna ask Penguin about that play if he did it on purpose or not. Like, that's the one thing I'm thinking about. I don't drink anymore. I've been sober since New Year, so I'm 7 months sober. So I'll remember that. That's the question I want to ask him in this.
Yeah, will he remember though? Hey, you remember that Pro League match against SSG on Solitude where you had Camo and Yard and you started? They pushed into P-Door. No, I'm sure he'll remember. But yeah, this is a strong showing from FaZe. I don't think a lot of people would have expected this. Up 3-1 in the Solitude King, up 2-1 in the series. They have camo, they have map control, they're spawning SSG in front of them, which is so important in Halo to spawn everybody in front of you unless you're intentionally splitting them. I mean, everything is looking good for FaZe.
Yeah, everything looking good. The thing that stands out to me is how significantly they're outslaying SSG. SSG not a team that you're used to really seeing get outslayed. Like, even when they're losing, they typically aren't getting outslayed. So, again, this FaZe roster I think is a lot stronger than people realize from an individual perspective, from a talent perspective. I think folks have been writing them off a little bit too hard, too soon. And they're looking great so far, and I could not be happier to remove Snakebite from the hot seat after this series, potentially.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a really good showing from FaZe. I will comment real quick. I like what SSG did there. They knew they needed to get that hill. If they lose that hill for whatever reason, the game's over. Likely is over. You know,
no, it literally is over. It's literally
FaZe is not going to play to cap that hill. They're going to play time. But what SSG did is once they got control and they got in the hill, they triple stacked hill. It doesn't make you really cap it faster. What it does is it just kind of guarantees that, like, if one of your boys dies to a stray nade, you're all in there. Scoring. You're guaranteeing that hill. You're going to cap it. And then, like, you can worry about coming off spawn and dealing with the next one.
What a shot from Lucid there as he's going down for the killing spree. 20 seconds of slaying now. Now here, this is actually where I get the pressures on both teams for different reasons, right? But if you're FaZe here, you have to avoid overcommitting to anything, right? Like, you being alive on the map, being able to shoot back towards that hill is way more important than necessarily even killing the hill guy. Germs just dropped another 10 gifted in the chat. I don't really like.
Let's go, Germs.
I'm trying to have a podcast here, bro. I'm trying to do a show, man. And you're just. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it was an absolute blast. And there it is, FaZe 3-2 over SSG. Nick. FaZe looking dangerous, and I'm going to give us credit. We scrimmed them yesterday, so we warmed them up for this. Obviously, they're better because of us. Let's go.
Exactly, yeah. Space Station, I think, scrimmed Omid before this match. We scrimmed FaZe yesterday, so I guess we're the better warm-up, you know? But yeah, no, all jokes aside, like, FaZe is looking really strong. We're seeing out of them what we needed to see out of them. I love that Trippy is stepping up and doing his thing. Even just the assist column, like you were talking about the slays, and yeah, they definitely outslayed them, but look at the assists.
Look at the assists. Yeah. They're playing far more as a unit right now at this moment. That is the more telling number almost than the slays themselves. The slays are coming easier if you're getting that much help on the map.
Exactly. Like, they won it 3-2, but the 3-2 doesn't justify how in control FaZe looked for 75-80% of this map. Like, realistically, they went up 2-1 so fast. We were still talking stories thinking the map had just started, and I looked over and it was 2-1.
Yeah.
I think FaZe did a good job shaving time off the clock. We saw Penguins play that might have been really big brain or might have been accidental. We don't know. Let's assume big brain for Penguins.
I mean, I'm going to assume he started, I'm going to assume he picked his target there because he saw them both come in. You know what I mean? Like, he saw them come in, so he clearly meant to shoot the guy that he shot. It's just like, I want to know if he was doing it because of, oh my gosh, these shots by Still are just so nuts, dude. But I want to know if it's like, if he picked it for that reason or if he picked it for a different reason. But like, when you think about it, like, it makes so much, this play by Snakebite, dude. Yeah. He knows, dude. Like, he just knows. Like, That is so good. That to me, it's like the most micro thing you could ever point out in a game, but that was like the standout play of the whole game for me. Like that Penguin made that target choice, and then that other snakebite play, like the two single random kills. People are like, what the heck are you talking about? But I'm like, no, like you got to think deeper about why they shoot the people that they shoot and how they battle them and how Snakebite's adjusting his approach to battles based on who he's fighting.
Yeah.
It's like that is insane.
Yeah, it's huge. It's necessary. And before we get too far ahead, I mean, I know they won the opening break. They're up 4-1. I would say on paper, this is a SSG map.
Okay.
This like Street Slayer is one of those maps that's kind of chaotic and like I know everyone hates the argument of like, oh, fast players, slow players, whatever, but this does kind of tend itself to the players who are more aggressive and play a little bit at a quicker pace, maybe with a little bit more reckless abandon, which I think is what that SSG style is trying to be. So I would say on paper an SSG style map. That being said, it is also very possible to like get control and start trapping spawns and collapsing on spawns and rinse and repeating that on this map, especially if you get 4 dead. So we'll see if FaZe can do their thing.
I mean, similar to Livefire in that sense, you know what I mean? Where it's very much who can keep the pace and channel that pace in the right direction, right? Like you got to be able to know where you need to be when and how to get there with the least steps taken, basically. These players now in Year 4 so fast all over the map.
Yeah, and right there is a prime example of it. Like that collapse that FaZe was trying to do on the last 2 players in C, it took long enough, both because of their slow pace and because of SSG's defensive efforts, that the 2 players on SSG were able to spawn up behind them back A, collapse on the collapse, and then it goes from being a great play in FaZe's favor to a play in SSG's favor. But then as I say that SSG goes 3 dead, this is just chaos and it's 13-13.
It was 3 dead FaZe right there, 4 dead SSG. So it was like literally trade to the last man. Literally, that was literally trade down to the last man. And that's like maximum efficiency Slayer from both teams, to be honest. Like I know SSG didn't come out ahead in that fight, but the fact that team fight went down to the man, it could go a lot worse. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, now we're 15 kills into this game for each team, and this basically feels like a fresh start. We got SSG on one side of the map, FaZe on the other side of the map, and they're going to meet in the middle and bang out. It's just a matter of who gets the first pick.
Pause, please. We're going to meet in the middle of the map and make sweet. I don't know.
Halo. That's what we're gonna make.
Yeah, we're gonna make sweet Halo. We're gonna.
And even still, like 2 dead to 1 dead, but we might find this guy top A dead, but he gets traded.
There it is.
Like,
They're both trade city.
just
No damage going untrade. I love this play. Setting up a Halo 101 bait and switch right here. Trippy's gonna overchow now to try to bring them out. He gets the damage in. 3 players trapped on the A stairs though, and that's one of those like. Even though they're all weak, that's strength in numbers. They weren't able to kill those guys there because they were so tightly bunched up and facing the same direction there. Oh, man, look at the plays, though, Trippy. You see, like, I'm seeing a theme whenever it's on a FaZe screen, though, like, not being afraid to jump back out a split second after getting weak because they know their teammates are getting activated, right? Like, when your teammates getting active in the play, you got to get back in that play. It's something I was talking about today in our coaching session, and we're seeing a lot of that from the FaZe guys, like the reach outs, even when they're weak, because everyone's going in, like, let's go.
Yeah, well, and even on top of that, I think something that FaZe did really well there that not a lot of people are going to recognize is FaZe was all on B side of the map. They were trying to kind of force SSG, see if they could get a pick off of Snakebite's play. They couldn't get any actual kills to make that collapse happen. So what happened is 2 players, I think it was Penguin and Trippy, actually decided to rotate off and then come through middle map and approach that fight from a different angle and capitalize on that damage. And that let them start taking a little bit of a lead in this game. But when I say little, I mean literally little.
It's razor thin, and Eco's hitting 5s across the middle of the map. Make that a triple kill for Eco. Great shots there, and do the double right there. He 5'd the guy from front C to front A. Like nasty shots there from Eco. The oldest player in the pro scene, actually, the oldest current pro is Eco. Fun fact. And so showing up and showing out for the old heads. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you for making us believe that we can still do something, Eco.
That we clearly can't.
that my Onyx 1500 self cannot do.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is I mean, really neck and neck and actually really fun to watch. I mean,
Really
I want
fun to watch. Yeah.
I want SSG to win just so we can have more to watch, but this is 31-31. I don't think I've ever seen a game be this neck and neck for this long.
I'm gonna say this rivalry is gonna shape up to be like my number 2 behind the Optic Shopify whenever they play each other. How crazy those matches have been going, and like from a watching perspective, watching these two teams duke it out right now is extremely fun for me. And yeah, I could do this all day, to be honest.
Yeah, I would love to see this go to a game 7. I have stuff I got to do, and I'm willing to put that on pause.
Same.
Same. I'm like enthralled with this. I'm trying to think of things to say, but I'm just like, oh my God, Trippy gets a kill, but he's probably going to get traded out, or somebody else is going to get traded out somewhere else. But actually, no, this is a chance for FaZe to start rolling this lead.
And you know, it's crazy when a 3-kill lead feels like a lot, right? Like when a game has been so neck and neck that you're like, oh my gosh, FaZe up by 3, I can't believe it. That speaks to just how tightly matched this game has been. Now 4 kills feels like a 10-kill lead right now. You know what I mean? Like you got to kill their whole team once without trades. Like that is a hard ask. You know, now up by 3 is FaZe, and similar to you, you know, I picked FaZe to win this, but I am kind of hoping they win it in 7 and not in 5. SSG, though, this next play is going to be huge, and the corner doesn't get checked. Penguin gets 1. Falcated going to be running away. But the trade there, dude, it was Trippy that killed him. That snap whilst mid-slide by Falcated to take, that is insane. Such a sick play there out of him. Trippy again, though, dude. This is out of 5 games, I want to say 4 of them, Trippy's top frag for his team. Yeah. And I feel like that's been a really big difference maker, and now he's got camo and essentially the game in his hands.
Yeah, this camo is what's going to determine this game. 2 one-shots P1. Now they can collapse on C and spawn those 2 kids behind them. They just got to move a little bit quicker than they did last time, which they have the damage. This is going to happen. Like, this is a FaZe map in a FaZe series.
Wow, yeah, buddy. We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Let's go. Good job, FaZe.
Talk your shit, King.
What a bounce back from the last series they played against each other. The last series that FaZe played in Pro League, and then the last series they played against SSG. Bouncing back from both here. So FaZe now on the board in the Pro League, sitting at a nice 1-1 record.
Oh, I can't wait to see what Reddit is going to say now, because all of the blame for SSG's woes was on Lucid's shoulders, and then here we are.
I mean...
Which I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't have a horse in this race. Whatever analogy you want to say, like, I'm complexity. So
we bleed red, white, and black, right? Like, it doesn't matter to us. Like, we just, you know, we had to pick a team here.
FaZe is red, white, and black, but.
Anyways, Snakebite. Snakebite looking really good. Second most damage. Snakebite, you're officially off the hot seat. I got taking him out. He looked good towards the end of last week. We've seen him on land look good. He had a little bit some woes early on with this team. I'm going to go ahead and say those have now passed based off of that last performance. I would imagine he can continue this because we've seen that for his entire career. So I've never been happier to remove someone from the hot seat. Nick, do you have any idea who I'm putting back? Well, first of all, I got to ask you a question about the hot seat.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay.
Ask you a question about the hot seat. Should we limit the hot seat to only based on gameplay, or should we also include business decisions, team decisions, things like that? Like, should someone land themselves in the hot seat for a team decision made? That's the question.
I mean, I feel like I would land in the hot seat in historical, like in past decisions made if we're gonna go with that. No, I think everything has to be considered, right? Like, if you think about, if you want to call somebody the best player in Halo, you don't think about just the stats they put up. You don't think just about, you know, their KDA. You think about what teams they've been on, what rosters they've worked with, who they've dropped, who they've played with, who they've won with, who they lost with. You think about everything, right? Like, if they had a crappy attitude or they were the best teammate ever, right? So I think you consider it all. Who is your hot seat? Who's your new occupant?
With that being said, it pains me to put this person in the hot seat because I love them dearly. I have a great relationship with them. Suspector is getting put in the hot seat this week.
Really?
I am putting Suspector in the hot seat.
Really? Okay, why?
Because he ditched the twins. You know, that team decision, if you haven't heard already, Suspector and Super CC leaving behind Uzi, Zuzi, the twins, in favor of Luini and Ice Kid, 2 other up-and-coming AMs. Go ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second
Go
because
ahead.
that was what it was supposed to be, but it is
Oh
not
my gosh,
the
it's
case.
switched. What is it going to be now?
So our team is actually currently scrimming the new Suspector roster, and I've been checking Data Hive.
Is Jay on that team?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
It is.
So go ahead.
It is Suspector, Super CC, Septify, and Mortally. That is the 4. I don't think there's an org announcement, so I'm not worried about like spoilers or anything like that.
I think that makes it worse. I think the seat just got hotter. I think I'm turning the heat up, not based off of Septify though. Septify is great, and when originally I saw that the twins were looking for new teammates, I presumed that Septify was the one that came in. So when I saw that it was Looney and Ice Kid, I was like, hold on a second. But I'm putting you in the hot seat, Aiden, and I love you. But I don't like the decision. I don't care about the bullshit excuses of we got top 6 and we got top 12 and we got top 16. It's like, yeah, the great teams weather the storm. Like you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. Like you're going to have weeks where you perform and do well. You're going to have weeks where you lose to teams you think you shouldn't lose to. The great teams figure it out and build from that and grow from that and learn lessons from that. So for me, until I see some consistent results from this new roster, I'm not thrilled about the decision, especially with the trajectory the Twins have been on. Especially Nick, when we go back to looking at the stats, do you remember the stats from that Ascending Baseline versus Cloud9 series? What it looked like? I do. Looked like a backpack session, and I'm just thinking with my eyeballs and what I've seen. You know what I mean? So until I see better results with the new roster, I'm putting Suspector in the hot seat.
You know what? I think I understand. I also think that this new roster is really talented, and I understand that he is going for players with more experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who, obviously anybody could have been the one to, pull the trigger, so to speak, in terms of like, okay, here is what their new roster is going to be, or here's what our new opportunity is. But I do think that there's we don't know the full story, right? So I don't want to judge it too quickly. I'm always a big fan of the up and comers. I'm a big fan of the young guns, the Ice Kids, the Luinis,
you have been a
the
champion
twins
of that for a long time. Yeah, you really have.
Because I think that's how you sustain an esport, and I think that's also how you get ahead. Like when you don't have the resources of a Shopify to like go get the players that you want to get and build a roster, you look towards, okay, who are the players who are going to win end of this year, next year? Like that's what you start building with. And I think they had that, but I understand why the year, we're almost at Salt Lake City, and then we got one more major, and then we got Worlds. And if you want to go to Worlds, maybe it's not the Twins. Maybe it's not Luini and Ice Kid that you need. Maybe it's the people who have been at the other events, who have the pro points a little bit more than some of the other players and the experience more than some of the other players. I get it. I got to play devil's advocate a little bit. I get it. And I also think that this roster on paper is actually a really strong roster. Like, criticism aside, I think that this is a roster that, like, assuming that they mesh well, assuming that they can, not like have any attitude issues, not saying that any of those players have attitude issues, but just like assuming that they all click, I think that this is a team that could be on par with some of those teams in the top 16, top 12 conversations. Like, I mean, I don't want to name specific teams that I think this team could beat, but I think if they stick together and put their work in, like, they're another competitor, which is good to see.
Well, I would also agree with you on that. And I would also clarify, like, the hot seat's not a condemnation, it's a challenge.
True. Very true.
Right? The hot seat is not saying you made a bad decision. The hot seat is saying, prove to me that you made a good one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In this circumstance, when I'm putting you in there because of your decisions. Whereas, like, when Snakebite was in the hot seat, it was like he was slacking. It was a challenge. Step your game. He stepped his game up. He's not in the hot seat anymore. Now I've got a new candidate there. And it's going to be a little while before we have. Well, I guess next weekend
Yeah.
We'll see
Pro League
next
qualifier.
weekend.
Or
We'll see
not
in the
Pro League
Pro League
qualifier.
pool play qualifier.
Pool play qualifier.
Pool play qualifier. We'll get to see then if Suspector will be moved from the hot seat and if it has a new, if it's hosting someone new. So, for now, for this episode, Snake Bites in the clear. Loved what we just watched out of FaZe. They're looking really good. They're looking primed to go huge. But Nick, closing thoughts, man. Really fun getting to do this with you.
Yeah, I love that we get to watch party some of these Pro League matches. I don't know if we'll be able to do it next week. I can't remember what we decided on the schedule, but hopefully we can. If not, we'll just be recapping stuff like we used to, like we normally do. I loved the showing and the I guess prowess that I saw out of FaZe. I think they looked really strong. I think they're starting to hit their form, which is great. SSG, their weaknesses were getting capitalized on well by FaZe, and so I think that we have a really exciting few events in front of us for HCS. Salt Lake City is going to be a banger. We do know that SSG did lock in the Pool D #1 seed because of points. Mm-hmm. So, FaZe is going to be going into somebody's pool and causing chaos, which is really, they should be in SSG's pool.
I think Pool D should have been. Yeah.
Well, actually, it'll come down to the qualifier itself.
So who is it? So it's Optic, Shopify. Who's the third team with the pool spot? Is it TSM?
Optic, Shopify, TSM.
TSM.
Or maybe it's Optic, TSM, Shopify, whatever that order is, because TSM got third.
Yeah. So, and Shopify got fourth, right? So,
and then SSG gets the Pool D because they have the more points than FaZe. Mm-hmm. So then it'll be the winner of the qualifier, I believe, goes to Pool D.
Pool D.
I mean, I have all the faith in my team that we could win that qualifier. But if you just look like on paper, you would say FaZe, right? Like FaZe, Envy, maybe. But like, I think in most people, let's just say from a Redditor perspective, you would say FaZe. So we could very well see FaZe versus SSG in pool play.
That's nuts. That'd absolutely nuts. Now, answer me this. Then are Optic, TSM, Shopify, and SSG not allowed to play this weekend? Then
correct.
Okay.
SSG has to register for it, so I think they have to play. Or I don't know.
Oh, but it's like no matter what, they're gonna have enough points for it. But they can play if they want, kind of thing. But they just have to register the roster.
I don't know if they have to register. I just know like by the time registration ends and like it's locked and the bracket gets made, whoever has the most points gets Pool D #1 seed. And so because there's no other opportunity to earn points, that's obviously them. I don't know if they have to play or if they're allowed to play. Maybe they're not allowed to play since since it's known who that is. In fact, that would make more sense. So yeah, I mean, it would be us, FaZe, Envy, Omit, Cloud9, all kind of fighting for those kind of determine where we go. It's pretty much guaranteed that all of those.
I was gonna say we're locked in for the pool. I'm not even worried about whether or not we're getting pools. We're dialed in. We're ready.
The only way that we don't get pools or one of those teams doesn't get pools is if like you see that Suspector team win the pool play qualifier and then like Envor and them win, like it's second, and so those two like auto pool spots go to them, and then it makes the points kind
pushes
of drop
everybody
down.
Yeah.
So unless that happens, we're locked in. It's going to be a really exciting pool play qualifier next weekend, and a really exciting Salt Lake City.
I mean, we still gotta get the job done, right? Regardless of if we feel like we got pools in the bag, still got to keep our feet on the gas. Got to keep building good momentum, which we have been. So really looking forward to that. And we play on Wednesday this week for Pro League. Is it Wednesday or Tuesday? Wednesday.
We play on Wednesday versus TSM at I believe 5 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, be sure to tune in. LVT Halo on Twitch or YouTube if you choose to do YouTube for the ad-free experience. Well, at least for me. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. TSM been looking like, they're a top team, but they haven't been practicing as much. So we'll see if we can capitalize and put our game plan to the test and take down one of the big guys.
Well, I can't wait to watch and cheer you on, Nick. And shout out to everyone who's tuned in for this show. Hope you guys enjoyed our little commentary as well as our take on current things going down in the Halo scene. Be sure to tune in on Wednesday, like he said, support the boys. I'm going to be cheerleading that squad all day, probably watch partying it on my channel. I'm live every single day on Twitch and TikTok as well. I will not be live tomorrow, though, taking my kids to Disneyland. They don't know. It's a surprise. So that'll be a lot of fun. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging. I mean, make the trip, bro. You got 12 hours to get down here. But thank you guys for watching, hanging out. Love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Opening Break. Bye, guys.
See ya.